backyard where we're going to plant this wonderful sedum green apple snap. So let's take a look at the hole that we're going to prepare for it. So you've got a lot of mulch here, which is wonderful for keeping moisture down and weeds out. But we have to move that off to the side before we can dig our hole to put our new succulent in there. Okay. So I'm just going to drag it off to the side here. You see how damp the soil already is? That's wonderful because the succulents are actually going to like it. They are low water, but at the same time, you can save on water by not having to water it often. So you're doing a good job here. I'm going to dig the hole. If you want to start getting that plant ready to come out of the pot.
Okay. This is a beauty.
Yeah, that's a real pretty sedum there. Now, you notice it didn't come in a real deep pot like some of the other plants do, and that's because succulents don't have deep root systems. So the nice thing about it is that less work for us because we don't have to put so much effort in digging the hole. So I just put the hole enough to keep this top of this soil flush with the top of this soil. I see that you got some clay in there, which could provide for a lot of water later on, but you have to be careful because you can overwater because of that. We're not going to drop any amendments or any sand in the base of the hole because this sedum is actually acclimated to our soil well enough that we don't need to amend the soil at all. Okay. So go ahead and drop that in there. Perfect. All right. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is not backfill it with a lot of soil like maybe you do some of the other bushes and shrubs. We're just going to take the existing soil that we have and slowly spread it around the sides. And we don't need to compact it a lot because as the succulent roots grow, they're going to settle in nicely enough, and they don't require a lot of water like some of the other plants do, so you don't need to have that connection between the soil. So again, just a light filling right around the edges, and then we're going to bring your mulch back in here too. We're going to bring your mulch just to the edge of where that pot was that the succulent was in originally, because if we bring it in too close to the base of it, it could rot out the succulent. Because of that mulch and keeping the water around there, we want to make sure that it doesn't rot out.
Now, do we need to give it some fertilizer?
That's a good question. Fertilizing with succulents is very easy to do. We have a lot of phosphorus and potash in our soil already, so all they really need is nitrogen. Nitrogen greens up plants and helps them grow, and they really don't need a whole lot of that. So I recommend using something like cottonseed meal, and you only need to use it maybe once, twice a year. It's something easy to put out when it rains, and it'll just wash into the soil, and the roots will absorb it that way. Which brings us to the next part of watering. They don't require a lot of water, but they do require some water. So putting it on a system where it waters maybe once every 3 to 4 weeks will keep the plant healthy and strong. If you want to encourage growth, you can water it a little bit more and give it a little bit more fertilizer. But if you're happy with the way it looks and it's developing well, cut off all water to it and it'll be happy with just the natural rainfall that we get here.
I like that.
Yeah, it saves on water bills and it really helps accent the landscape. We live in a Southern California climate. We definitely want to have some Southern California plants no matter what your backyard looks like. So I think that this is a great addition to your backyard. What do you think?
I love it. It's beautiful.
All right, well, thank you for allowing us to come over and show you how to plant this. And I'll help you plant the rest of the plants that we got there as well.
Okay.
But thanks very much and hope you enjoyed yourself.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, I'm Sharon Asakawa from the Garden Life Radio Show, and thanks to the grafted mighty tomatoes, now everyone can grow tomatoes like these.
Get ready for the tomato plant that's going to change the way Americans grow vegetables. If you've been searching for a delectable tasting tomato that performs great in your garden, the Mighty Mato grafted tomato is the answer to your quest. Tomatoes known for their luscious flavor are grafted onto vigorous rootstock. The result? Mighty tomato plants that produce more fruit for a longer season on disease and pest-resistant plants. And since they require less water and fertilizer and adapt to even poor soils, the Mighty Matos are the perfect plants no matter where you live in the U.S. Remember, for healthier, more vigorous plants and bumper crops, be sure to plant the Mighty Mato.
For a bountiful harvest, don't forget to look for Mighty Matos, Mighty Peppers, and Mighty Eggplant at your local garden center or online.
For past episodes of Garden Life TV and for listening to Garden Life Radio, go to gardenlife.com. I'm Tiger Palafox. Thanks for watching.